When you're packing for a week-long overland trip, every kilo counts. But one thing you can't skip? A jump starter you can actually trust. So it's been quite a while since we started using this Gooloo GT6000. We grabbed one of these because it seemed capable. 6,000 peak amps, lightweight, and supposedly can handle anything from a tiny sedan to a massive diesel truck. But we wanted to see if it's actually legit for what we do. So, after using it on trips, we thought it's time to share how it performs for off-roaders. Subscribe if you like car and car gadget finds like this, and let's begin. Alright, let's talk about what we're actually holding here. It's nothing fancy, and honestly, we're not even expecting some premium unboxing moment on the trail. We just need stuff that works and doesn't fall apart. As you can see, this jump starter is noticeably compact. Usually, overlanding jump starters, what we used before, come with inflators built in, making them chunky and kinda annoying to pack. But this one skips that and stays slim. Here, as you can see, the Smart Display, it's 3.22-inch, and it shows everything we need right in front of us: battery level, output, temperature, and jump start status. It feels really easy to read, which we actually like a lot. Okay, let's see what we got in the box. We got the usual cables: USB-A to C, USB-C to C, and a DC adapter. The clamps feel tight and the wires seem durable. Nothing here feels weak or cheap so far. Though our basic pack didn't include the quick-speed 100-watt charger, but Gooloo does sell different bundles. One has their OBD scanner, one has an EVA storage case, and another comes with the quick-speed charger. Each combo, as you can see, is available at a discounted price, which seemed like a good value-for-money option to us. Now let's get into how it actually performs. On paper, it's rated to handle engines up to 12-liter diesel and gasoline, which for overlanding or off-road rigs basically covers everything. Whether it's our daily drivers, some muscle cars, or the bigger off-road rigs we take out into rough terrain, jump starting hasn't been a problem at all. Even on paper, it claims it can deliver 70 jump starts on a full charge, but in real-world use, we noticed it's a bit more modest. For our daily drivers, we got around 10 to 15 jump starts per full charge, and for the heavier diesel rigs, more like 8 to 10. That's still plenty for a weekend of exploring remote trails or even longer trips, but it's worth knowing the real numbers are different from the marketing specs. One thing we actually really liked was the cold start preheating feature. Honestly, when you're out in the middle of nowhere, dealing with cold mornings and engines that just don't want to turn over, this feature is actually useful. The GT6000 warms itself up before delivering the power, so you're not left staring at a frozen battery wondering if you'll even get going. It gives this sense of reassurance that's pretty nice when you're far from help. And the 10-layer safety system Gooloo built in feels solid too. We didn't have to worry about accidentally frying the electronics in the car, which is a relief when you're dealing with cables and clamps in less than ideal conditions. Battery life and charging have also been pretty solid in our experience. We used it not just for jump starts, but also for phones, laptops, and small accessories during trips, and it handled everything without any major hiccups. It's got a 27,000 mAh battery, which worked out to around 6 to 7 full iPhone charges on a single full charge. Of course, depending on which iPhone you're using, you might get a bit more or a bit less, but that's still handy when you're off-grid. The 100-watt USB-C port is great for laptops too, though charging multiple devices at once slows things down a bit. Something to keep in mind if you are powering more than one thing on the trail. Though, the GT6000 claims it can fully recharge in under an hour and a half with a 100-watt adapter. But we used our 65-watt charger, and it took about 2 to 3 hours to top up completely. So we don't really recommend counting on it for a fast recharge, especially if you're in a hurry and need it ready right away, but in our case, that's really not a deal breaker for overlanding trips. As for the ports, the layout is decent: 2 USB-A ports, a USB-C, and a DC output. Everything works as it should, but if you're in a hurry, it can feel a bit cramped, especially with gloves on in cold weather. The built-in flashlight is actually pretty nice too. It hits about 400 lumens with normal, SOS, and strobe modes. Nothing fancy here, but it's plenty for peeking under the hood. Well, we did notice a few small downsides. The frosted glass on the display looks fine most of the time, but in bright sunlight, we found it a bit tricky to read. And about the ports, having 2 USB-A ports in 2025 feels a little outdated. Honestly, if they swapped them for 2 extra USB-C ports, it would make a lot more sense for powering modern devices while out in the field. Alright, so here's the real question. Should you actually grab the Gooloo GT6000 for overlanding or off-road adventures? Well, from what we've seen, it's a solid little tool. Out on the trail, whether we were dealing with a dusty pickup or a compact SUV, it had more than enough power to bring any dead battery back to life. For overlanders, that's huge. You don't want to be stuck miles from the nearest town because your rig won't start. That said, if you're an off-roader who's tackling seriously heavy rigs, running multiple vehicles, or going on extended trips, this might not give you the best result for you, as it's not built for constant heavy use. And you can definitely feel it's designed more for average overlanders rather than extreme, gear-heavy adventures. And for anyone doing off-road trips, weekend overlanding, or just wanting a reliable backup in the car, like us, it hits the sweet spot. Affordable, dependable, and straightforward. Yeah, it could be slightly better with faster charging, but honestly, for what it is, it's more than capable for off-road rigs. Even something like a 12-liter diesel. So for our setup, it's more than enough, and we definitely trust it on the trail. So, what's your take on this? If you're already using one, tell us how it's been working out. And if you're thinking of grabbing one, honestly, you can go for it. Until next time.